are you, anyway? I'm Melli, the world's greatest detective. I'm Caerlin. Who's that punk next to you? That's my sneaky assistant. He's got a name? Malachite. I knew it. I knew we were going to be changing this guy's name every minute. Hello everybody, welcome back to Lost Game Chronicles. My name is Kelly and tonight we are continuing our Tavern Talk playthrough. I've really been enjoying it. I hope you've been enjoying it as well, so let's just jump right back in. Alright, Crossroads of 3, 3rd of Astral Moon. Whoa. Good morning. Good morning, Melli. Good morning, Blaze. What have you both been up to today? Oh, you know, dilly-dallying and such. I was not dilly-dallying. He was. It goes well with the brooding. Sounds like a wonderful morning. Can I offer you both something to drink in these early hours? Yes, please. Can you make me something smart and sparkly? Can do. Smart and sparkly. Okay, we're making her one of these nebula things. One. 2, 3, and 2 of these. 1, 2. Sparkling nebula. Here you go, dear. A fresh brew of some smart sparkles. Thank you. This is just the right amount of sparkle. Happy to hear that. Blaze, what can I get for you? Nothing. All right. So has the cape found its way back home yet? Yes. The vampire was thankful, if melancholic. It seems to have awakened memories of old woe. He seemed pretty excited to me. He should be. It fits him well. Almost like it was made for him. It was very interesting seeing a vampire in person. His fangs were shorter than I thought they would be. I expected them to be the size of colossal saber-toothed tiger fangs, but they were much tinier. A common misconception. Where did you find him? At the local Gaia temple. It got split in the middle by a fallen star. That sounds morbidly interesting. It was. I overheard some priests saying they're thinking about rebuilding the temple around it because it looks kind of cool. And people like distinct temples. They do. The vampire was traveling with a really nice dwarf and a holy woman of Cassiopeia. They were asking around to see if the priests knew anything about the star rain. Did they? No. I could have told them that 2 days ago. But while we were sneaking around and listening in, we overheard the strangest conversation. Turns out Alithia, that's the cleric's name, found out that one of the priests was actually a wobbling ooze in disguise. Scandalous. I know, right? But in the end, it was all okay. The others forgave him and he promised to try and become a real priest. Apparently, he really loves the humidity in the temple. They all hugged and everything. It was very sweet. I was really happy we could see that from the shadows. We? Me and the mysterious and quiet Blaze. He's my new associate. I'm no such thing. It's great to see you two working together so closely. You make a great duo. We are not a duo. Thank you. How did you find the right moment to give Kyle his cape between all of those heightened emotions? We didn't. She got caught. I thought one of the pillars would be big enough to hide behind, but it wasn't. It wasn't a pillar, it was a tall vase. I felt very well hidden when Alithia suddenly asked if I wanted to stop hiding now. She was paying a lot of attention. I think she noticed me from the very beginning. She's so cool and smart. Did you ask her about her investigation? I did, but she said it was too early to share any insights. Even when I kept asking, she wouldn't budge. So I asked Master Smith Frostgrip to tell me more about the temple's architecture instead. Did you know that the altar was built from a 1,000-year-old oak? I didn't. That's fascinating. It is. She also told me I have to work on my stealth, that being small isn't going to be enough. I think she knows from experience. Better not tell her that. Better not. So, are you going to work on it? Yes. Blaze is going to show me the ropes. Is he now? Have to. She'll get herself killed otherwise. That's a very dramatic way to look at things. But also very nice of you. So, would you say your investigation was a success? Kind of. We got to see how clueless the other investigators are and returned the cape to Mr. Vampire. But we didn't find out anything new about the stars. And I didn't even get to see any monsters. I was hoping maybe some would have fallen from the astral sea and I could have studied them. A dangerous if very exciting dream. Mostly a foolish one. Think so? Have you met a monster before? What kinds? Do you have favorites? What are the first ones you ever met? Did they try and eat you or be your friend? Of course I've encountered monsters before. They've been a part of my life for many years. The shadows are full of them. Really? That's scary. Of course it is. So the first monster you ever saw were shadow monsters? No. They were much worse than that. What was it? Can I have that drink after all? Words aren't flowing easily. Of course. Same as last time? Yes. Let's see if I can find something sweetly charismatic. Alright, so this was the weird one. Yeah. This should do, right? And we just need three of these. 1, 2, 3. All right, and then one of these. A sunny breeze. That's a lot less convoluted than the last one. Convoluted? A drink just for you. Thanks. How is it? Fine. That means it's perfect. So, where was I? Alright, shadow monsters. Back when I was younger, I had just joined the Shadowbanes and was eager to prove myself. It's said that there are great riches far in the depths of the Gravel Mac, a dangerous mountain range in eastern Isoa. Hidden treasure troves full of precious gems and gold, and I owed some debts. Hoping to find some jewels, I made my way there to the darkest of its crevices. Guarding its depths were creatures no one would ever choose to face. Bleak stalkers straight from the Twilight Chasm. Hideous creatures that have every right to be associated with the Nightmare Realm. They typically feed on rocks and gemstones, but they seem to think bones have the same general consistency. I wasn't able to harm them with my mortal weapons, so I distracted them with some of the gems I had managed to pocket earlier. It was a close call. I will never forget their twisted antlers and beak-like snouts. They sound kinda cute. They were not cute. If you say so, maybe one day I'll encounter some. Pray you never will. No thanks. Alright. Caerlin's back. ... Welcome back, Caerlin. Are you all right? Yeah, of course. You want a drink? Yes. Give me something strong, please. No watered down muck. Got it? All right. She wants 3 strengths. Recipe. I can probably do most of these by memory by now, but I don't have very good memory, so we're just gonna err on the side of caution. Here you go, girl. Strong with 0 water, just how you like it. Thanks. Needed that. You're welcome. Say, innkeep, you got room in the neat little book full of recipes for one more drink? Sure, got one for me. You bet. It's what my baba used to drink back in the day. My adventure reminded me of it. Sailor's courage, cool. Thank you, Caerlin. Why are you so sad? I ain't sad. But you look sad. You sound sad. The innkeeper looks worried, probably because you're sad. I am worried. Don't be. Too late. Like I said, it ain't sad, not really. More, I'm not sure. My chest feels tight and I feel lightheaded. Maybe I'm dying. Those are side effects from being sad. Who are you, anyway? I'm Melli, the world's greatest detective. I'm Caerlin. Who's that punk next to you? That's my sneaky assistant. He's got a name? Malachite. I knew it. I knew we were going to be changing this guy's name every minute. So, I would like to detect why you're sad. Likewise. Does it have to do with the wyvern chimera whose saliva you were hunting for? You met a chimera? A wyvern chimera, yeah. That's so cool. Why? How? You're alive. Sure, I am. Do you remember that forgetful vampire, Melli? Of course. He put out a quest for chimera saliva. He thinks it might be able to produce a sunscreen strong enough for him to walk in the daylight once more. Caerlin was brave enough to pick up his quest. Whoa, that's amazing. How would you even get the saliva of a guardian? By killing it. Oh. Would you like to tell us what happened? Is that really necessary? I think it might be good for you. Very interesting for us. You don't really want to disappoint Melli, do you? Miss Caerlin, will you please tell me the story? Fine. Thank you. I didn't mean to kill it. Seems like an extraordinarily blasphemous thing to do. For someone non-religious, you concern yourself a lot with it. Just trying not to be a dick, that's all. Usually, I got no trouble killing beasts, but my baba would have lost it if I told her I harmed a guardian. I think so, at least. Not like she'd ever fought any of them. But she had the natural ability to know when it would have been right to do so. I ain't got that kind of sense. We'll see about that. How did the fight start? On my way there, I changed my mind from fighting to sneaking. Thought it was quiet. If I was quiet enough and had the veil of night on my side, I'd be able to steal the saliva from right under its nose, or maw. Drooled quite a bit, that thing. But I didn't know my way around Keg Mangrove, and I wasn't as quiet as I should have been. Oh, I know all about that. But you got a giant sword, so you were prepared, right? Of course. Innkeep here even hooked me up with some fire resistance. Came in handy. And this sword, well, it's made for killing beasts. Even the good kind, I suppose. Is it a magic sword? Not sure. Doesn't do any magic tricks. But it's stronger than your average steel and can resist even the highest heat, even without practical potions. It used to belong to my grandma. She left it behind for me. That's so sweet. Your parents gonna leave you anything? No, they were weren't expecting to go, so they didn't think about that at the time. But that's okay, I can find my own treasure. I'm sure you will, kiddo. So the chimera noticed you. Yeah, Sly Beast pretended to be asleep while I approached it with the bucket. Then I tried to catch its saliva, it snapped at me. Would have taken my arm if I wasn't so tough. The ensuing fight was something else. Next to its dragon head, it sported a lion head and a snake head. It fought me all at once with overwhelming ferocity. It was the fiercest enemy I've ever encountered, and even though its fire couldn't harm me, it took everything in me to best it. I may have defeated it in the end, but I felt honored to have fought such a formidable foe. So you defeated it with your badass sword. I did. This weapon really saved my skin. Dealing the final blow, I felt like my grandmother was holding my hand and guiding me towards victory. Or maybe I just imagined that. Maybe. Maybe that doesn't matter as long as it felt real. Maybe. I even gave it a proper burial. It deserved an honorable send-off. I almost left the sword with it too, but it's too good of a weapon. The dead don't need swords anyway. Yeah. You know, I did achieve her dream. I saw a wyvern chimera in the flesh. I fought it even, and I killed it. Does that mean I killed her dream? I think it means her sword saved you from dying. I'm sure that was a dream of hers too. Possibly. But she would have found another way out of it, I'm sure. Yeah, we kind of fucked up, didn't we? We should have given her the intelligence. It just didn't feel like... I think we have to remember that. It's like, I think these people have strengths, but they also have weaknesses, and I think buffing their weakness is more important than the other way around, than like making them stronger at a thing they're already good at. But she ain't here, so I thought maybe it was time I put her to rest as well. Left my goodbyes for her with the chimera. Maybe it can pass them on. May Tuat listen to your pleas. May he find that much mercy in his cold, dead heart. Is he dead, you think? Tuat, I mean. He does reside over the spirit realm, and only the dead can go up there, so he must have died to have gotten there too. Or he's always existed there, was made to watch over the dead. He's a god, after all. There's no clear consensus on what the Great Spirit Dragon really is. A dead dragon, a god who could always control death from his very inception. A reflection of what we believe death to be, death itself. He could be anything. What would you like him to be? What hopes do you have? I hope he's kind. I hope so too. Then I think he's kind. Maybe we should follow his example. That's what heroes are for, right? Indeed. You're one of them, right, Caerlin? Of course she is, silly. I have to agree. You know what would be very heroic of her? What? If she brought the saliva to Kyle the vampire, I'm sure his joy about finally being able to walk in the sun will be extraordinary. Too lazy to go yourself? My domain is merely my tavern. You're much more likely to run into him. Fine. Might as well. Need to get moving anyway. You're leaving? No, just need to move around. Any of you happen to know where I can find this vampire? Last saw him at the Gaia temple. The priest might know where he went. I know where he wanted to go. I overheard him talking about it. Care to share? I want to trade it, the information I mean. For what? Can you teach me how to use a greatsword? That's it? Sure thing. Right now? Is right now okay? I've got time. It might take you more than one lesson, though. That's okay, I've also got time. It's a deal, then. I'll show you the basics, and you tell me where to find the vampire. Yippee! That is, if your assistant is all right with that. Don't care. Not my circus, not my monkey. Hey, kiddo, let's go. Innkeep, can we use your front yard? Of course. Go wild. Will do. Are you coming too, Mal? No. I'll stay right here and have a drink. Okay, you can join us later. I can't wait to learn how to fight. It'll be so helpful for future adventures. Innkeeper, do you have any quests I could go on after this to practice my sword and stealth skills? Not yet, but I'm sure something will come in. Be patient. I promise I'll have a quest for you soon. I can't wait. I'm going to destroy any challenge with my wit, stealthiness, and giant swords. Ha! I know you will. But first, I gotta practice. See you later. Man, it's like we're all raising this child together now. I like her ambition. I like her naivety. Some would call it optimism. A waste of time. Delusions get you nowhere. You would know. Another drink, please. Same as before. Sweet and all. Coming right up. Okay, so 3... Let's just give him one of these, Spoken Heart. It'll be easier. That's a cool one. Look at that. Alright. 1, 2, 3. And a splash of that. And a splash of that. Some sweet optimism for my most pessimistic customer. This is sweet enough to make me optimistic for future drinks. Wow, I'm proud of myself here. You should be. So, Malachite. Just leave me to my pondering. Got it. Wow, that's a long bit of pondering. Oh shit, I was just thinking about them. Hi, Innkeep. Hi, Fable. I'm so happy to see the tavern looking healthy again. And you too. I'm so sorry it took me so long to check in. That's alright. I hope the last 2 days weren't too hard on you. No, not at all. I was just very busy. A bunch of the Ashen Grove's trees got knocked over, and I spent a lot of time rescuing and leading group therapy sessions with the local wildlife. And of course, I had to check in on all the nearby settlements too, see if they needed help with any damage after all of that. Did Uncle Dagon make it? Yes, the werewolf settlement took a bit of a hit, but everyone made it out okay. Mr. Dagon was making emergency soup when I arrived. I think he's a stress cooker. It's very nice of you to check in with everyone. I had to make sure everyone was okay. I used up a lot of my healing salves, but that's what they're there for. I'm not happy I had to use them, but I'm glad I was prepared. May I request something? Go ahead. Do you maybe have a drink in your repertoire that could assist someone in a situation like mine? Your drinks are powerful. I'd like to think that they would make me tougher while also replenishing my social energy. I think I'm all done with helping out, but a drink like that would be a real game changer in case something like this happens again. I don't think I have a recipe for that yet. But don't worry, I've already got an idea. But even without such a drink, I'm sure people were thankful for your presence. Well, they weren't mad about it, at least. Though, I sort of feel like people aren't really as concerned as I thought they'd be. When I saw the stars fall, I thought for sure the world was going to end. Yes, I recall. You were right that it wouldn't, of course, but I thought that people would be a little more freaked out by the lack of night sky. But everyone just seems to be okay with it? I asked one of my sisters about it, and she said, Who cares? Some wide-eyed adventurer will surely put them back at some point. Let's worry about replanting these tomatoes. I don't even know if you could put them back. You never put back what's lost. But you can always replace it with something new. I'm not sure you can replace stars, or if you should approach loss that way. It's all a matter of perspective. I wouldn't mind a bunch of trees up in the night sky for a change. Right. But it still would be much nicer if things would stay the same. They never do. I'm just happy everyone is okay. Did you check on Caerlin yet? She should be hacking my terrace to pieces outside. I did, outside, on your definitely not hacked up terrace. Just out of curiosity, do you own any wood glue? It was nice to see she's okay too. I was a little worried she would just leave and never talk to me again. So it was nice watching her train Melli with so much enthusiasm, and to catch up a bit, that too. She tried to rope me into their greatsword training. Did you accept? I'm not really a sword kind of elf, but it was fun to watch her teach Melli. She's very sweet. Indeed. And I was just relieved to see Caerlin doing all right. And she was relieved about Mr. Dragon. And about you, I'm sure. Maybe. To celebrate our well-being despite the absurdity of the world, how about a drink? I would love a drink. Can I have something agile and swift? I still have to make it back home later, and I could use some speed for that. I'm sure I'll find just the right thing. Okay, it's just this one. Hello? Ah, yeah. 1, 2, 3. Sploosh. One of these. And one of these. I haven't made this one in a while. Swiftly and quickly, your favorite drink. Thank you. Your drinks are still the highlight of my day. She makes the best drinks, right? They're okay. Really? Do you actually think that? Or is this a thing where you just don't want to be nice? Some people seem to do that for some reason. They taste good. As good as things can taste when you're, me. Well said, thank you. By the way, I completely forgot to introduce myself. I'm Fable. I'm an elf and a ranger, and I come here a lot. They're also incredibly courageous and capable hero. That's not true, not yet. I'm working on it. Being a hero, I mean. Why? Because I dream of adventure and all the wonderfully exciting things that it can bring. And I want to help people. Why? Why not? I'm Malachite. Oh, you're Malachite, obviously. Melli just talked about a Mal. She said they, or I guess you, are very cool and her new friend. She sounded very happy about it. We're not friends. She just won't leave me alone. Oh, okay. Then why do you spend time with her if you don't like her? That sounds really mean. She keeps following me. And you take her along? Not by choice. I don't know you well enough to judge the truth of all this. But I think you should be honest with her and with yourself. Honesty goes a long way. I also believe that thing in Zoford could be fixed with honesty as well. You mean the missing familiar? I heard several familiars are missing, actually. And I believe with so many mages and familiars present, someone is bound to know something. But maybe they're just scared to face possible consequences for their honesty. Sounds like Zoford is going through an eventful time. Thank you for letting me know. I'll keep an eye or two out for future developments. Zoford isn't that far from here, is it? Not too far. It's eastern Isoa and is, to my knowledge, the biggest harbor town the Republic has to offer. I can only recommend its many summer festivals. Very pretty fireworks. Why? Does it sound like something up your alley? No. Not mine, but Melina is seeking her first quest. Maybe this could be something for her. She needs to practice her skills outside of risk-free theory. Good idea. I'll see if I can reserve it for her. Sorry for asking, but first quest? I thought Melli just turned 10. Isn't that a bit young for quests? No, I was a similar age when I ventured out on my first quest. The one with the horrifying nightmare creatures? Yes. Oh, that's sad. No, that's cool. No, I think it's a little sad. Children shouldn't have to face such danger that early. Why not? It's always there. Might as well confront them with it when they're still young so that they can accept its existence in their lives. That's an insane thing to say. Just because the world can be horrible doesn't mean you should confront children with that fact as early as we can. It's already bad enough for us grown-ups to have to deal with it so much. Why should they just accept it if we can make the world a better place for them instead? I mean, when you were on a quest with, and I quote, horrifying nightmare creatures, weren't you scared? Wouldn't you have preferred not to be so alone? It builds character. A character that thinks we should put other kids in miserable situations. Sure did a lot of good for you there. Weren't your parents worried to death about you? You got enough rumors to make this quest yet, Innkeeper? Not yet. Give me another day. People are so busy talking about or ignoring all the star debris, they're losing sight of the important things. Like feeding me new information. Is that very nutritious for you? No, but it's fun. In that case, the fun I can provide in a day is running out. Unfortunately, the horrors of this world do not stop chasing me, nor anyone else. I shall take my leave. Good luck. See you around, with less horrors, I hope. Now I'm worried. About Malachite or Melli? Both. Are you really going to send her on that quest? If she wants to go, but I don't think you have to worry about it that much. Zoford is a beautiful city with a low crime rate. I think she can handle a couple of rowdy familiars. And I doubt she'd be going alone. I hope not. There's little worse than being alone when you're scared. Very true. Are you scared of anything? Bad Yelp reviews. I don't think you have to be scared of that. You make the best drinks in all of Asteria. I think as long as you like my drinks, I'll be okay. You've got my 5 stars in the bag. I would ask what you're afraid of, but the answer would be everything. Is it? Yes, but I'm working on not letting my fear stop me. I might not be able to avoid feeling afraid, but I can always just do things when I'm scared. Rather than not at all, maybe. That is still a terrifying thought. How do you handle situations you're afraid of? I used to have a terrible habit of just walking away from things that scared me, but with the right people by your side, staying becomes less crushing weight on your shoulders. You realize that even if things aren't perfectly comfortable, they're still worth experiencing. That sounds lovely. I've never seen friends of yours around the tavern before. Maybe you should invite them over sometime. Perhaps, though one of my friends is sitting here right now. Where? Wait, they're invisible? Oh, you mean me. That makes me really happy. Also makes me feel pretty bad about having to go back home. Don't worry. Go home. Fix the many things that worry you, as long as you come back. Always. I'll see you tomorrow, innkeeper. See you tomorrow, my friend. Oh, that was quite the night. Gonna feed our little Andu. Do some sweeping. Blow out the candles so that we don't burn the inn down.